Ram 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 Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Ashram
How can we sufficiently thank our Bhagwan for all the opportunities, for all the blessings that He has been showering on us. Despite what the world is going through, we are able to be here to sing His divine name right at His holy feet. It is an enormous grace for me, and I am sure for others also. One could feel the vibrant presence of Bhagwan while taking the name. Bhagwan often used to sing a song which runs like this: Yug yug se arjit rashtra dhan hai Ram naam Ram naam. Yug yug se pujita deshi dhan hai Krishna naam Krishna naam. युग युग से सेवित जाति धन है शिव नाम शिव नाम. युग युग से आर्जित राष्ट्र धन है, पूजित राष्ट्र धन है राम कृष्ण शिव नाम. राम कृष्ण शिव नाम, राम कृष्ण शिव नाम. The meaning of this is this: from time immemorial, for ages and ages, the national wealth acquired, our national wealth, from time immemorial, for ages and ages, the name that the whole nation worshipped, and therefore the national wealth. The worshipped national wealth is Krishna Naam, Krishna Naam. The name of Krishna, the name of Krishna. From time immemorial, for ages and ages, the name that has done all the welfare for the community adored by the communities of this nation, and therefore its wealth is Shivanam, Shivanam. From time immemorial, for ages and ages, the acquired national precious wealth is Ram Krishna Shivanam. Ram Krishna Shivanam. This Bhagwan often used to sing, completely absorbed in it. So you see, the precious wealth of the whole nation is the names, the divine names of the deities, Rama, Krishna, Shiva. This is our national wealth. This is what we adore. This is what we rejoice in. That's why India is called Bharat. Bharata Desham, the land that revels in the joy of the wisdom, the holy wisdom, the light of the wisdom. Now, Bhagwan had said, remembering God is the goal of life. God is everybody's goal of life. No matter where you are, what you are doing. You may be in Alaska, Argentina, Australia, or Japan, any corner, anywhere in the earth, and whatever walk of life that you are in, the goal of your life, mark it, is only God. Attaining this God is not in our hands. But remembering God is very much in our hands. So Bhagavan said, remembering the name is remembering God, and remembering God is living in God. It's only when you remember God, you truly live. Otherwise, you are dead. As good as dead or as bad as dead. Whichever way you look at it. We have to keep remembering God, connecting with God in some way or the other, all through our life, all through our everyday life. This is what Bhagavan kept dinning into our head. And he has also said, not a single nama goes waste. Every nama goes into transforming our inner life as well as our outer life. We have heard enough about the nama chanting. Now one day in Sanadi Street House, when Sadhu Rangarajan ji was present, Srimati Tilakavati had come with her mother, Champakamma, a great Shiva Bhakta. She would not miss a day. No day would go for her without Shiva Puja. Such an ardent devotee of Shiva. In fact, I've heard people say that she revolutionized the place, Shivakasi, by her devotion to Shiva, by her great love for Hindu deities. When other religions were fast spreading there, her example was well appreciated and adored. by religious leaders. This is what I have heard. So when Mother Shambhakamma was introduced to Sadhu Rangarajanji, Bhagwan asked her, Mother, there are 63 Nayanmas, the ardent devotees of Shiva in the south. Are there any lady devotees who have excelled as much and made a name among the Nayanmas? Tilakavati's mother, Champakamma, said, yes, Swami, there are three of them. The first one is Tilakavati. The second one is Mangair Karasi. And the third is Karekal Ammayar. It's also known as Punitavati. And then this quotation came up in discussion, which said like this, I believe Lord Shiva appeared and said to Punitavati, you have been doing puja to me every day with such love and devotion and so meticulously. It's like a mother with great love for her son, feeding her, looking after, feeding him, looking after him with such involvement, such prema. It's mother looking after the son with such care, concern and love. And then Shiva said, so you are my mother. When this was uttered, Bhagwan had tears in his eyes. He was so moved by the divine declaration of Lord Shiva, saying to Punitavati, like a mother would look after the son with care and concern, you have been doing my Shiva puja every day. You are my mother. Bhagwan repeated it again and again. And then said to Champakamma, you are my mother. You can imagine how Champakamma must have felt. There was Bhagwan declaring, just as Lord Shiva did then to Punitavati, Bhagwan repeated same sentence, looking at Champakamma, you have been doing Shiva Puja every day. You are my mother. A revelation from Bhagwan that he is none other than Lord Shiva, and whatever puja Champakamma was doing, it was to him. So this goes to picture the importance, the solemnity of puja. So when we do puja or attend a puja with total involvement and love, you see how God accepts it. Now, we have already seen many times the importance of Pada Puja here, the importance of puja done in the Mahasamadhi. And of course, the glory of Nama again and again, every day. Now today we shall see how a prayer letter can bring about a shower of blessings from Bhagwan and will grant our prayer. Meenakshi Natarajan, a friend of Meenakshi Mani from Thuthukudi, she heard so much about Yogi Ramsuratkumar. And she was praying for a guru for a long time. And then she wrote a letter to the ashram at the instruction of Meenakshi Mani. Meenakshi Mani is the granddaughter of Rajkumari Murugesan, that is Rajkumari Murugesan's daughter-in-law. And she, at her instructions, her friend Meenakshi Natarajan wrote a prayer letter because she was longing so much for a living guru. And soon after she posted the letter, Shri Vittal Das Maharaj visited her place. And then it struck her that he was his guru, her guru, and she immediately accepted with such joy. And her prayer was answered. For a long time she was searching for a guru, not knowing who her guru was. And it happened immediately after her prayer letter. And once, when she was in Chennai, her husband used to go to wash himself, to have a bath, and before that he would leave his watch and the ring outside. Every day he was doing it. And one day when he came out, he found only the watch and the ring was missing. He was very sentimental about it and he regretted so much having lost it. Soon after that, those people had to come to Tiruvannamalai because it was the time of Deepam and they always came to Tiruvannamalai. So they were in the ashram and it struck Meenakshi Natarajan to write a prayer letter, so she started writing. Her husband came and asked her, "What is this? You are writing a letter, a prayer letter?" "Yes, for the lost ring." Then immediately her husband asked her, "You think by writing a prayer letter you can get it back? Just by writing a letter, a prayer letter, you will get the lost ring?" Meenakshi Natarajan assured him with great faith in Bhagwan, "Yes, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Bhagwan will get it for us. And that's why I'm writing this prayer letter. He answers, he grants our prayers." So saying, she submitted it at his feet and then went away. 2 days after, their 1.5 years, 2 years child was playing with a box. They used to put visiting cards there into that box, and the child somehow had reached out and was playing on the floor, and suddenly it rolled down and something fell from that, and that was the lost diamond ring. They couldn't believe it. Her husband Natarajan could not believe it. Just a few days before, she wrote a prayer letter and he had no faith at all. But Meenakshi assured, didn't she? And in a very strange way, they found it back. So you see how this prayer letter submitted at the feet of Bhagwan, how it was answered. There are thousands of prayer letters coming to the ashram over the years, And many of them, countless prayers have been answered by Bhagwan, have been granted by Bhagwan. This is just one example, because every day I stand before Bhagwan and say, Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. Please drop something into my hand, a leela of yours, so that I could say it, I could share it with people. And this is what fell into my hand today. So I'm giving this as one of the examples. There are many more. Miraculous ones. Yet this was what fell into my hand from Bhagwan, so I'm offering it to you. So the prayers, the prayer letters that we write, which are read out before Bhagwan with prayer, and also prasad is being sent from the ashram. If you write that prayer with so much faith, 100% faith, that I have written a prayer to Bhagwan, it would definitely reach him and he would grant it. This faith, until it is granted, will definitely be answered. So let's have faith in prayer letters, and prasad will also be sent with them, with a reply. There is another incident. Sometime back I told you about Ramesh ji, who cooks in the ashram on function days. His wife Chitra had come, and then she narrated two stories. One was that how he fell into a well and how Bhagwan saved him. Bhagwan's nama saved his life. The other is, Chitra said, during Navaratri time, she used to invite the ladies in the neighborhood. One of the neighbors, there were 4 people, husband and wife, and then the husband's father and mother. So there were 4 of them. She went to their house and invited them for Navaratri. So one day, this mother-in-law came to her place in the evening, and they began to talk. Then mother-in-law informed Chitra that they have decided to arrange for a second marriage for her son. Chitra was shocked. She knew the couple. She said, why would you do that? Then mother-in-law said, you see, my daughter-in-law is very weak. It's 25 years since marriage, and there is no issue up till now, no child up till now. And she has some heart problem, so the doctors have declared that she will never conceive. So you see, we are forced to do the second marriage for my son. We are going to arrange for it. Chitra was shocked again and said, how can you do it to her? If it happened, something has happened to your son, you think she would go for second marriage? Would she not stick on no matter what? How could you do it to her? Please don't spoil her life like this. And then she advised them to adopt a child, if necessary, but not to resort to this disastrous marriage, second marriage. But then mother-in-law would not listen to her. And then Chitra started to talk about Bhagwan. She said, look, there is Yogi Ramsuratkumar Ashram there. Yogi Ramsuratkumar Bhagwan's Murti is there. You go and pray. You keep chanting. You start chanting. He is beyond all this. No matter how difficult it is for your daughter-in-law to conceive, it's nothing before Bhagwan's grace. All you have to do is keep on chanting with faith that I am chanting his name. I have faith that he would give me a child. You go to the ashram and pray, and then come and keep on chanting his name. This is all you have to do. Don't rush into second marriage for your son. She advised, and then his mother-in-law left. Chitra says, she had no idea at all what they did. For 1 year, she had not heard from any of them, nor had she seen them. And then one day, this mother-in-law came to her house with a small child, a few months old. Chitra thought they had adopted a child. She too prayed. When she came to the ashram, she too prayed for this girl who had a heart problem, who could not conceive according to the doctors. After prayer, she left. Now after 1 year, she saw this mother-in-law with a child, and then she asked her, "Oh, you have adopted a child?" Then mother-in-law was grinning with overflowing happiness and said, No, you introduced us to a Bhagwan. We simply chanted his name. We went to his ashram. We wrote a prayer letter. And then we prayed before Yogi Ramsuratkumar Bhagwan. That's all we did. And my daughter-in-law was also chanting his name. And one day, the wonder of wonders, she conceived. And the child stayed. And this is my granddaughter. My own granddaughter, she said, very proudly. And the lady had come here. She was holding a child, a very small child in her hand. And she said she was 40 or something. And that mere prayer to Bhagwan, by Bhagwan's gift of grace, that she had this child at that age. So you see, the prayer that we make before Bhagwan's Murti, the prayer letter that we submit, all accompanied by our Nama chanting, incessant Nama chanting with faith. Nothing is impossible. Now that Bhagwan is here in front of us, let us submit today's prayers. Bhagwan, we beg you for your immediate divine intervention to free the whole world from the dreadful grip of this virulent virus and bring back normalcy to every country of the world. And Bhagwan, kindly uproot this panic which is more dreadful than the disease itself. And please arrest the spread of the diseases, enter their medicines so that they would work and kill these viruses. And all those brave soldiers of great sacrifice who are laboring so hard against all challenges, fighting the disease for the sake of the others, please give them protection and all-round well-being. And we beg you for a boost to economy, and above all, we beg you again and again and again, 1,000,000 times, for constant remembrance of your name, for going about our life as fitting instrument in your hands, and that with gratitude for all the blessings we have already received. And Bhagwan, we must develop such purity in the heart that we should be able to see only you and your grace in every happening of life, in everything and in everyone. That we should be able to accept whatever happens, whatever life brings to us, be it a joy or sorrow, as your gift of grace. And this acceptance must lead us to surrender and salvation. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.